Okay, so I just opened the new project file from Adobe Premiere Pro. Um, the first, I will need to have the elements I need, my movie clip, and then what is that? Yeah, my logos. So go to File, Import, my footage, and also let me import my transparent pin file, the transparent background image file of my logo. Okay, so let me drag and drop to my timeline. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have. And then as you saw from my the footage, I want to make the somewhere in this middle of my video clip, I want to make it fast, like a fast forward. Okay, so starting from maybe somewhere here, maybe here. Okay, so with the razor blade tool, cut, and I will stop somewhere here. Somewhere from this point, I'm going back to the normal speed. So cut one more time, and then with the selection tool, select your entire segment. Go to the clip, speed duration, maybe 500%, not 5,000, 500, and then move this to here. So I have about 16 seconds of animation. Yeah, 16 is okay. And then let me mute the audio track so I don't hear this kind of a noise, because we're going to have a new sound clip for your background. Okay, so let me zoom in a little more so I have a better look. Okay, so from the very beginning, the first word I typed was explore. So go to graphics. I don't like this spinning rainbow wheel. Okay, we're fine. Choose your type tool and type explore. And then I want to have maybe a different typeface. Let me try this time. The one I used for my video clip was, I think that was Code Bold. Okay. And then also I want to have shadow, like a drop shadow. Let me type 6 zeros, which means black. There's a 5 and 6. Okay. And make it a little bit bigger and maybe a little further. And not this one. Okay. And pure black. Okay. My plan is I want to move my explore, this letter from somewhere here. So this is a kind of a good spot. Explore. Okay. So as you saw from my the video footage, it will be kind of starting from here, and as it hits somewhere here, I'm going to make it kind of moving and then getting bigger and eventually disappearing from this screen. So first thing is, let's do this. So I want to make it happen from somewhere here. Okay. Now take a look your effect control panel. If you do not see this, try the editing mode or effect mode. You will see the somewhere from here. So I'm working on the editing mode. So let me change the scale. in your control panel, you're going to see that scale. So click on the stopwatch. It will increase and add new keyframe here. So that's a starting point of my kind of transitioning. And then move up to somewhere here. Okay. So once it hits this point, I want to make it bigger and disappear. So insert another keyframe, meaning this is a kind of a starting point of my some movement or transition or whatever it is, and this is ending point. So at ending point, make sure your playhead indicates that location, and then scale. I want to make it, oops, I went too far. Somewhere here. Let me zoom in even more. Okay, in here, make sure you're highlighting that keyframe, and then let me make it bigger, bigger, bigger until it is gone, like this. So we're going to see this. So watch this. From the very beginning, let me rewind, play, and this happens. Right after this, let me zoom out again. I want to have my second word, which is explore. I think I said creativity. So let me go back to graphics, choose the type tool. Let me type creativity. Make it a little bit bigger, like this. Creativity. The problem is the word creativity, it just came out so quickly. So I want to have kind of a smooth transition. We may try, there are two different ways. We can try um, under effects menu, we can apply like a video transitions and then dissolve and cross dissolve. So you may drag and drop at the very beginning. So this will be fading in. You can do this way. Or another way is you cannot change the opacity value from here, from your control panel. Either way is fine. Okay, creativity. And at the end, I want to make it fade out. So let me apply another one at the end. So watch this. Explore, panning, zooming in and moving fast. Creativity is fading in and it's fading out. Okay, that's what we have so far. And then next one is, right after that, I had another word, end. Let me zoom in a little bit. Maybe somewhere here. End. Right after that. Let me type, go to graphics, type end. Ding, ding, ding. Not too much. So I'm gonna have that somewhere in the middle. End. Let me try the same thing, like fading in and out. Maybe this time we may change the opacity value. So you know, kind of two different ways of fading in and out then. Okay. First, and also I think this is kind of too long. So let's do it somewhere. It's gonna be kind of it's gonna show up and then disappears really quick. And okay. So at the very beginning. So what we need is, let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to have kind of fade in and out thing, meaning it requires three different keyframes, starting from 0% of opacity value, and then go up to 100%, and now it goes back to the 0% opacity value. So it has a fading in and out. So opacity, see that from your control panels. Opacity, right here. Insert a keyframe. So this is the first one. Somewhere in the middle of this and text, second keyframe. And at the end, third one. So we have three. I just need to change the opacity value of this front at the very beginning and at the end. So at the very beginning, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, highlight it, change the opacity value down to 0, so it's gone. Fading in, we're gonna keep at the end. Let me zoom in. Oh, my keyframe is gone. Where did it go? Oh, it's here. Highlight it, back to 0. Let me zoom out. Oops, it's too much. So let's see. Creativity and in and out. Let me change the kind of this one a little bit. So I'm going to move this back and make it a little bit longer, so I have a little longer time. And okay, and the last word, which is yourself and my logo. So I'm going to type, let me go back to graphics, let me type yourself, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, and also let me have, let's push back, let me have my my logo on top, so maybe somewhere here. So I want to make that happen together. Okay, let me set the position. Select your logo, double click, and let me move it up like this. Okay. So set the position first, and then we're going to apply some kind of effect on it. Okay, so after and the ding 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 phase out, somehow I want to have my I want to animate my type yourself and then my logo, and then also I want to change the background in my video clips, as we saw on my video clip. So let's do this. First, yourself, my last word. Let me zoom in. What I want to do is I want to kind of zoom in. So I'm starting from the kind of huge size of this word, yourself, and getting smaller and set the position. And then my logo is going to have kind of opposite kind of animation, starting from the really tiny small size and then getting bigger and then set the position. So that's what we're going to do. Let me move this one a little bit. Okay, so I can have the same spot, keeping the same timeline. Okay, so yourself, the text, I'm just gonna change the size. So click on the scale. We have the first keyframe here, and then move it to the end of this animation here. Another keyframe. yourself. Okay. And then I'm going to have another keyframe somewhere, maybe here, somewhere here. So insert the keyframe. I'm not gonna change the scale on the second and the third keyframe. I'm just gonna change the size of my yourself, the text, at the very beginning only. How big? Very big. About this size. So watch. Creativity and yourself, and it stays in that size. The next thing is my logo. Let me zoom out. Starting from somewhere here. Okay. So as I told you, I'm going to have a kind of opposite effect. So my logo will be showing up from the very small size, kind of we can barely see it, and then it will be bigger. So scale at the very beginning of my logo. Stopwatch, inserting the first keyframe, and maybe from somewhere here. Second keyframe. We can have or we may not. So at the very beginning, I will change the size of this logo really small. I can barely, like a point. I have a 0 now, so it's gone. But this is happening. So let me rewind. Let's take a look. It's going to be kind of a little bit choppy, but once we render it, it will be fine. Explore creativity and yourself. Okay, so it's not bad. The last thing is we need to do something. Let me zoom out. Okay. As this entire animation getting close to the end, I need to create some kind of a better and a higher contrast level between my logo and the yourself and the background. So let me select my last segment of my video here, and then open the effect. Try this under video effects. You can see the blur and sharpen. We can use anything of this, but the one I used for the sample was directional blur. So select it and just drag and drop to your segment, your video clips. Once you do that, your control panel will show you about your blur option. See, it's a directional blur here, direction, and the blur length. We can change it. Okay. To get the kind of better control, go to editing. Now we see that in here. So first, I want to start some kind of blurring things from somewhere here. Okay, and then I want to have kind of totally blurred images somewhere here, so we can see the kind of the good contrast level between the background and my logo and yourself. So select it here, place your playhead at the very beginning of this new segment here, and then insert blur direction and blur length, maybe both. And then I want to make some changes, maybe from somewhere, here, or maybe a little further. Okay. So maybe at this point, where my logo and my text, set the position. Let me insert another keyframe for the direction and the blur length. So on this second keyframe, let me change the direction. Let me change it at the length first. Maybe like that. Or you can use this. A lot, which is not bad. I want to change the angle of this blur effect, this directional blur. You can use this way, or you can use this dial. And let's take a look. Rewind. Oops, no, not you. Rewind. Let me zoom out. Okay. Rewind and play. Explore. Creativity. And see yourself. Yeah, it looks kind of a little choppy, but it's okay. Don't worry. Once you render it, will be fine. Okay, let me save it first. File, save as, intro PR. Let me replace it. Next thing is we're gonna need a sound. The sound I have is I used this one. So like we did last time. This is a flashkit.com, and then once you go there, there's another option. It's called the sound loops. Sound loops, and there are kind of a short sound clips. And I don't know which one I did. I think I chose this, the soundscapes under ambient. Yes, this is the one I downloaded. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna use this. It's a little bit longer than my video clips, so which is okay. Click on the title. Hold on the control, download MP3, and download linked file as. Okay, so I have this file already, so I'm gonna cancel. Okay, now go back to PR, my Premiere, and then import the sound clip, Doomsday. Okay, then just a drag and drop to here, with a new audio track. As you can see that this sound clip is a little bit longer than my video clips. So what I'm going to do is, first, let me cut and delete. And I just need to, oops, it's a kind of a really big sound. I just want to make it fade out. Okay, maybe from somewhere, maybe here. Okay. So as you can see that, my current selection is this. And then let me zoom in. Okay, there we go. Okay. I want to start to make it fading out, maybe somewhere from here. So once you choose your sound clip in your control panel, you're going to see that channel volume. We can control left because this is a stereo sound. We can control it left and right channel separately. So let me do this. From here, left, insert keyframe, right, insert keyframe, the same spot. And we're not going to change anything from here. At the end, sorry, so from somewhere here, insert another keyframe, left and the right, and on the left, just move this. Once you move your mouse cursor on the 0.0 decibel, you can see that your mouse cursor has this finger pointer with the arrowhead onto both direction. Just drag it down to all the way down, and the right ones too, all the way down, meaning it will be fading out. So we'll see. Let's take a look. Let me zoom out. I want to start maybe from somewhere here. Okay, let me play it at the from the very beginning. Okay. Okay, now I can save it. Now I can go to File, Import. No, I mean import, Export Media, because I'm going to export it as a video file. Okay, format H264, and preset is going to be for YouTube 720. Output name, let me change the name as, supposed to go to intro PR, intro. We'll have .mp4 extension, save it, and just export. Take a moment. So you can try with different type of a blur option. I use the directional, but one of the most common thing is the Gaussian blur. You can try that, and there are a lot of different options. The way of using it is exactly the same. Set the two keyframes, two positions, and then change the value on your second keyframe. That it will be blurry like this, may have some directions or even more blurry. So we can change the settings. So it's almost there. Okay. 2, 1. There we go. Okay. Let me check my folder. Intro.mp4. This is what we need. Okay. That's it. Thank you.